Right now, as of July 2026, over 46 million Americans are battling addiction. But here's what most people don't understand. Addiction isn't about weakness. It's about 7 specific psychological mechanisms that hijack your brain's reward system. And once you understand these tricks, everything about addictive behavior suddenly makes sense. Whether we're talking about substances, gambling, social media, or even shopping, the psychology is identical. Your brain is being manipulated in predictable ways. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly why willpower fails, what's really happening in an addicted brain, and the actual science behind breaking free. Let's start with the most misunderstood part of addiction, dopamine. Most people think dopamine creates pleasure. That's completely wrong. Dopamine doesn't create pleasure. It creates wanting. It's the anticipation chemical, the craving chemical, the seeking chemical. When you get a dopamine spike, your brain is essentially screaming, "Go get that thing." That's important. You need it now. Here's brain trick number 1. Addictive substances and behaviors cause massive dopamine spikes, up to 10 times higher than natural rewards like food or sex. Your brain evolved over millions of years to respond to dopamine signals that help survival. Food, water, reproduction. These cause moderate dopamine release. But cocaine, alcohol, even your smartphone, these create dopamine floods your ancestors never experienced. Your brain interprets this as, this is the most important thing for survival ever. And here's the devastating part. Your brain starts reorganizing itself around getting that dopamine spike again. Everything else becomes less important. This brings us to brain trick number 2. Neuroplasticity weaponized against you. Your brain physically rewires itself to prioritize the addiction. The prefrontal cortex, your decision-making center, actually shrinks in addiction. Studies in 2026 show reduced gray matter in people with substance use disorders. Meanwhile, the limbic system, your emotional and memory center, goes into overdrive. It creates powerful associations between cues and the addictive behavior. This is why an alcoholic can feel intense cravings just driving past their old bar. The cue alone triggers the entire brain response. Your rational brain knows it's destructive, but your limbic system is screaming louder. And in that moment, the limbic system almost always wins. Brain trick number 3 is the habit loop. Cue, routine, reward. Once established, this loop becomes almost automatic, requiring zero conscious thought. The cue can be anything: a time of day, a location, an emotional state. Stress is one of the most powerful addiction cues ever studied. When the cue hits, your brain doesn't think. It just executes the routine. Pour the drink, light the cigarette, open the app, check out the online casino. The reward reinforces the entire loop. And here's the trick. The reward doesn't even have to be good anymore. It just has to be familiar. Research shows that people with long-term addictions often don't even enjoy their substance or behavior anymore. They just need it to feel normal. This is what neuroscientists call the opponent process theory. Your brain creates an opposite reaction to maintain balance. If alcohol makes you euphoric, your brain compensates by creating dysphoria when the alcohol leaves your system. The high creates an equal and opposite low. Over time, the compensation grows stronger. You need the substance just to reach baseline. This is brain trick number 4, the baseline shift. What used to get you high now just makes you feel okay. What used to make you feel okay now leaves you in withdrawal. You're trapped on a treadmill. This leads directly to brain trick number 5, tolerance. Your brain downregulates dopamine receptors, making you less sensitive to dopamine overall. Studies from 2026 show that chronic methamphetamine users can lose up to 20% of their dopamine receptors. Some recover with abstinence, some don't. Fewer receptors means everything becomes less rewarding. Food tastes bland. Music sounds flat. Conversations feel boring. Nothing gives you that spark except the addiction. This is clinical anhedonia, the inability to feel pleasure from normal activities. It makes recovery feel impossible because life without the substance feels empty. Brain trick number 6 is stress sensitization. Addiction literally rewires your stress response system, making you more reactive to stress forever. The hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis, your stress regulation system, becomes hyperactive. Small stressors that others barely notice can trigger intense cravings in someone recovering from addiction. This is why relapse rates are highest during stressful life events. Job loss, relationship problems, even positive stress like a promotion can trigger the old patterns. Now we get to the most brutal brain trick. Number 7. Memory reconsolidation. Every time you recall a memory, you rewrite it. Addiction memories get stronger each time you resist them. This sounds backwards, but it's true. When you have a craving and white-knuckle through it, you're actually reinforcing the neural pathway. The memory becomes more vivid, more powerful. This is why relapse can happen years into recovery. The memory doesn't fade. It sits dormant, waiting for the right trigger. And when it activates, it's just as strong as day one. So here's the question everyone asks. If the brain is this hijacked, this rewired, this chemically altered, is recovery even possible? Yes, but not through willpower alone. You can't think your way out of a brain chemistry problem. You need to understand the mechanisms and work with them, not against them. First, environmental design. Remove cues. Change your route to work. Delete apps. Throw out paraphernalia. Your environment is more powerful than your willpower. Second, replacement behaviors. Your brain needs dopamine. Give it healthy sources. Exercise is powerful. Social connection. Creative work. New challenging hobbies. Third, professional intervention. Therapy, medication-assisted treatment, support groups. These aren't signs of weakness. They're tools that address the actual brain mechanisms involved. Fourth, time and patience. Neuroplasticity works both ways. Your brain can heal and rewire. Dopamine receptors can regenerate. But it takes months to years, not days. As of 2026, we have better addiction treatments than ever before. Medications that reduce cravings. Therapies that target specific brain circuits. Technology that tracks and interrupts habit loops. But the foundation is always the same. Understanding that addiction is a brain disorder, not a character flaw. It's neuroscience, not morality. These 7 brain tricks explain why addiction feels impossible to overcome with willpower alone. Your brain is doing exactly what it was designed to do. It's just been hijacked. If this video helped you understand addiction differently, please hit that like button and subscribe. We dive deep into psychology that actually matters every single day. Understanding how your brain works is the first step to working with it instead of against it. And that changes everything.